Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Beyond the Bot, where we bring you the latest in emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and robotics and talk about how to put them to work in your business. I'm Tony and I'm here in the Blue Sky Lab, and today we're going to be focusing on the restaurant industry, where our own Stephen King is in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Restaurant Franchising and Innovation Summit, where he's going to be talking to some owners, some operators, and some vendors in the food service space about how they're using artificial intelligence and what some opportunities robotics might have to make a difference in those industries. Now, Stephen, we're excited to hear from some of the conversations that you've had with folks on the ground. But before we jump into that, I'm excited to hear a little bit about the insights that you've learned from those conversations. Stephen, as you've been talking to folks, what are you hearing are the biggest opportunities for robotic solutions in the restaurant space?
After 3 days of talking with different restaurant operators and people working at the local level, I think one of the things they're looking for is operational efficiency. There's a good bit of AI being used in some of the kiosk and point of sale ordering systems, but the real pain point seems to be staffing issues and getting people to work and staying consistent with that. And so anything we can do to help in back of the house operations seems to be something that they're interested in robotics and being a potential solution to solve that.
Wow, that's interesting, Stephen. Certainly no secret that staffing challenges are present across the board. A lot of folks have experimented with robotic technology at different places in the industry in the past. How's the technology different now?
Yeah, I spoke with one major brand leader. He's the chief operations officer for a group that has a lot of locations. They were one of the early ones with Miso Robotics doing the kitchen, some of the kitchen work with them. And they were really frustrated, ended up pulling it out and it didn't work. And so we talked about what were some of the issues and why it didn't work. And what we found is that consistency is really important. It has to be able to work all the time. And if it goes down, it's got to get back up quickly. Because if you think about how an operation of a kitchen works, it's like a mini factory running all day. And so you've got to make sure that they can stay up and running and be able to serve their customers. So as we think about that, I think that's one of the things that vision can enable, is that there will be less dependence on specific XYZ millimeter accuracy, and we can be a little bit more flexible, which is something you see in a kitchen when you're working alongside different cooks and people in the kitchen, is that vision will help us to do that along working with cobots.
Wow. So, Stephen, it's exciting to see that some AI developments like computer vision that are helping robots be a bit more autonomous and a bit more robust and a bit more precise and reliable over time are expanding the opportunities for their impact on this industry. What are some of the other big challenges that folks in the space are facing right now?
After talking with so many different operators, I think some of the challenges they're facing is obviously they're trying to increase market, trying to increase their growth and sales. So AI has a place to help them do that as far as getting out and reaching the right people and bringing in those ads. It also has a place of helping them to optimize at that front end experience. But I also think some of the challenges that they're seeing is really around staffing. And I heard that over and over again of where staffing has become something that is really a challenge for each daily local manager and those operators. And so finding ways to solve those challenges, which robotics can help with, could be a good solution.
Certainly interesting to see that staffing challenges remain such a top of mind issue for so many folks in this space. And of course, that being one place where automation can really make a big impact. Now, of course, we do want to make sure that we're being thoughtful, being purposeful with that technology and where we apply it. How do we think about places where automation can make a big impact? And how do we understand which places inside of that industry where the human touch still makes the most difference?
Well, one of the things we talked about is where should we put automation and robotics and where should we not? If your brand is really focused on that customer experience where it's an engagement on a one-to-one level and you have your employees engaging directly with the customer, then that's probably not the best place to put a robotics, and maybe even not even for a kiosk. Maybe that's something you want to need. So we think about the brand Jersey Mike's. Right? Jersey Mike's, it's all about them greeting you when you come in the door. It's how they are selecting your sandwich and you're choosing all the ingredients. They're probably not going to automate that. But there's a lot of things we could do in the back of the house and help with prep and things like that. And so I think restaurants have got to find what are the things we want to automate versus what are the things that we should not, and we want to make sure that we're enabling better customer engagement because we're able to use robotics in other places, but not thinking that the person has to engage with a robot.
Now, Stephen, you also had the opportunity to catch up with some service providers who are embracing artificial intelligence and helping drive real business value. We're excited to hear what you learned from them.
here with Ryan Black. Ryan, tell me a little bit about what you do and kind of what's your brand and what do you do?
Yeah, sure. So at Sambazon Acai, we make the world's acai, truly. We are present in about 55 countries and supply acai sort of, we talk about palm to palm, from the palm of the tree to the palm of your hand.
I like that.
So we're available in all your major supermarkets around the world and, or mostly, many places in the world, as well as we're a major supplier to a lot of food service brands out there.
And now you have your own stores.
And now we have our own stores, primarily in airports and universities, and coming soon to a neighborhood near you.
Yeah. So what's some of the biggest problems you face in operations and kind of getting things done? Like, what are some of the problems you face that think maybe AI could help with?
Yeah, I think AI is something that, it's software, if you think about it. And, anywhere where you have repetitive tasks, where you have potentially dangerous, like moving heavy stuff around a warehouse, logistically, things like that. Those are ways that AI could help. There's other ways like looking at your promotional calendar, or, more recently with generative AI, you have like recommender systems. So like as an example, when you go to Netflix and they recommend a movie for you, that's a recommender system that if you then take that into the consumer packaged goods world or something like that, you have a relationship with your customer, you can recommend products to them, for instance, based on their likings and preferences, things like that.
And then on the robotics side, we were talking a little bit earlier. How do you see robotics fitting in? Is there a place? Is there something that you could leverage robotics in your space?
Yeah, I think it's always a dream that you could leverage robotics in your business, and save costs, improve efficiencies, reduce errors, things like that. We're a manufacturer, so on our manufacturing line, as we look at incoming fruit, we look at testing materials, releasing materials, sorting materials. These are all things that in a dream world, we could get a robot to do. I think that the reality of today, or at least the next 10 years or something like that, is how to match really what AI can do together with what humans can do, and kind of take what humans do best, which is reasoning and judgment and decision making, things like that, and then you can combine that with what AI or robotics could do best, which is more mundane tasks, moving things around, repetitive things like that.
One of the questions I always ask is like, what are you doing 1,000 times that you wish you didn't have to have someone doing?
Yeah.
And those are the kind of things we're looking for.
Absolutely.
Cool. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate your time.
You got it.
Thanks.
All right.
We're here with President and COO of Bird Eye, Dave Lehman, and we're going to talk some more about AI. So tell us a little bit first about your product and what do you do?
Yeah, great to be here. Look, Bird Eye is a customer experience and reputation management platform. We help businesses of all sizes connect better with their customers, understand their reputation, manage their social media, handle listings, and then, as you mentioned, AI is weaved throughout the entire product, but especially in our Insights AI and competitor AI products.
So could you give me an example of how a restaurant or one of your clients is using or leveraging this product in AI?
Yeah. I mean, look, the basics are managing your reputation and being able to, come up with automated responses to reviews and social posts and leverage AI to help that process and improve your efficiency. The other is looking across all of the feedback that you're getting from your customers, whether that's, again, surveys or social or reviews, bringing them all together, process them with AI, and give you insights about your business. One of our big customers, Black Bear Diner, just launched in Texas a new menu item, chicken fried steak. And they were getting this feedback from the local team, like, nobody loves this thing, it's terrible. So they went back to the whole manufacturing process. They were going to redo the whole menu. And they looked at insights on Bird AI, and they looked across all of it, and they said, wow, people love this new chicken fried steak. It happened to be the one area in Texas that had some problems. So instead of wasting millions of dollars redoing this menu, they use that insights to say, hey, we've got something good here. Let's keep going.
That's great. That's a great example. And so where do you see this going in the future? What is AI going to do for your product, or what is it going to do for your customers?
Yeah, look, the AI of today is super impressive in what we can do now versus 2 years ago. Completely different world. it's going to keep moving at that space. And I think the biggest thing is around agents, and how do you have agents to help you do your job, whether that's, again, respond to reviews, update your listings, manage your social media. More agents to help us all be more efficient. Those agents are going to start talking to each other more and more, and really help us improve our businesses and do the stuff that we really like and need to do, which is, again, the restaurant spot. Feed bellies and keep people happy.
Yeah, make people happy. So, well, thanks a lot. I appreciate your time.
Yep.
Thanks.
Thanks everybody for tuning in to this episode of Beyond the Bot. We'll be coming back again very soon with more insights on emerging technologies like artificial intelligence and robotics and how you can put them to work in your business today.